Hi, beautiful ladies. How are you guys doing? My name is Natasha B. Russell, aka NBR, and I'm the founder and CEO of NBR Strategic Solutions. And I'm excited to be here with you today at the Simply Happy Summit to talk about confidence. What is confidence, and how can confidence help you to communicate in a way that shows your authentic self, in a way that will get you what you need and what you want? Now, I was born and raised in Calgary, Alberta. This is home for me, minus the 6 months I went to Nashville thinking I wanted to be a country star. That didn't work out, and I'm back here at home. But no, in all jokes and fun, I did move to Nashville when I was around 19, tried it out for a bit. I didn't like it in the sense that I missed family, I missed home, and I really wanted to come back to Calgary to really start my career. And I did that working in legal as a paralegal for several years, thinking I wanted to be a lawyer, and then found out that, law wasn't really what I wanted to do, but more importantly, that I want to work with people, that I want to connect. I was always the person that loved to share quotes and inspiration. And I didn't really know how to formulate that into a business until now, or to be able to really share my gift with the world until now of recently, but I'm doing it. And if I can do it, whatever that dream is that you have out there, that goal, I want you to know that you can achieve it with confidence, which is the truly believing in yourself. You can have what you really want. Of course, with other tools, which we're going to talk about today, but the ability to communicate with who you are and what you want to see will change your life in many ways. So, no matter where you are in the world, I want you to know that I'm so grateful for you. I may not be able to meet you, I may not see you. You may just be watching this screen, but I hope just by watching the next 20, 25 minutes that you learn a lot about yourself in this time, that you look inwardly to say, hey, what do I need to do to move my life forward? Now, you may be going through a divorce. I can't even speak. You might be divorced right now. You might be in the midst of a career change, a transition in your life. Maybe you've been single for a long time, or you just recently single, separated, and you're dealing with a lot of, insecurities as a result. Maybe your life is not how you figured it would be at this point in your life. Maybe you never imagined that you'd be, divorced, or that you would be going through a breakup, or maybe you're in a relationship right now that isn't serving you. It's not serving your greatest self, your highest self. And you're looking for the ability to leave, the confidence to say, hey, I deserve better. And now I'm ready to move in that direction towards what I know I deserve and what I want. So, formally, I want to welcome you to Communicate with Confidence. Again, I'm the founder and CEO of NBR Strategic Solutions. And what do? I help you to achieve your goals and your dreams with purpose, with clarity, with confidence, which results in you achieving greater success. And I work with men and women, again, to get crystal clear on what you really want, what's preventing you from getting what you really want, helping you to find that clarity, giving you some tools in the toolbox, what I call the strategy, and then supporting you on that journey, taking action to achieve those goals and those dreams. Now, I'm an international certified health and life coach. I am a confidence, communications, and public relations expert. My background's in communication PR, did that for almost 17 years before starting my own business. I am a certified motivational speaker. And everything that I do with the purpose of transforming lives and businesses for the better from the inside out. And I say from the inside out because everything that we really need is within here. But sometimes we forget to look within because we're so busy looking outwardly. So today I want to invite you into a journey where you can really explore yourself. Who are you? And I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. So no matter where you are, I want you to take a pen out, take a notebook, because I'm going to be sharing a lot of things with you. And I do want you to take notes. I wish we were in a room in person and live, because I'm a hugger. I like to be engaged with my audience, and I want to make this as engaging as possible. So as I'm about to speak and present a bit of a more formal presentation, I invite you to take out your notepads and to start asking yourself these deep questions. Because one thing I know for sure, transformation only occurs when we apply what we've learned. When you think about it, there's so much knowledge out there, right? At the tip of our fingertips, Google. Whatever you need to know is there, but why don't we see changes? Because normally we don't apply the content. And so today I want you to apply what I'm going to be sharing with you. So, what can you expect in this seminar, in this talk? I'm going to talk about what confidence is and what confidence isn't. I'm going to share with you some strategies to build and boost your confidence. And last but not least, I'm going to talk to you about the importance of having a strategy, some tactics, some tools to move you forward, no matter where you are in your life. I do believe you are here on purpose. I do believe that each and every one of us serves a purpose, that we are born on purpose for a purpose. And when we find our purpose, our life takes on greater meaning. Our life takes on greater fulfillment, greater joy, greater wealth, greater success, greater health. So I want you to know, no matter where you are in your life, you may be going through a divorce, you maybe are divorced, you may be single, whatever it may be, a single mom. I'm a full-time single mom and business owner. I get it. We all go through struggles. I'm divorced too. It was not how I envisioned it to be, because we all have this picture perfect of what we think life should turn out to be. But I want you to know that everything that's happening in your life and has happened serves a purpose, that there's ability for growth, to live, to learn. And life, in my opinion, should be always about growing and evolving. Who you were a decade ago shouldn't be who you are now. Who you were even last year or even yesterday, in the things of how you're thinking, how you're operating every day. We should be striving to become the best version of ourselves. Now, I want to share with you my story. But before I dig in, I want you to take out your pen, and I want to ask you these 3 questions. And I'm going to share my screen with you. I want to ask you, what do you want? What do you really want? And then question number 2, what will having that do for you? So what do you really want? Why do you want it? And what will having that do for you? So 3 questions. What do you want? Why do you want it? And what will having that do for you? Write those 3 questions down. And I want you to take a moment to reflect and to answer that. What do you want? Why do you want it? And what will having that do for you? So as I get ready to share my screen here, as I mentioned, welcome to Communicate with Confidence. And I am Natasha B. Russell. I am also, like I said, a certified coach, a certified speaker, communication PR. This is exactly all I'm about, is finding strategies to help you achieve your goals and your dreams. And I do that again with men, women, and I work with the youth as well. So first things first, if you love daily content, motivational content, please follow me on Instagram at Natasha_B_Russell. And if you're on Facebook as well, please follow my Facebook page, nbr.dream.believe.achieve. I share a lot of inspirational content, at least 1 post per day, that's guaranteed to inspire you, to motivate you, to empower you. And no matter where you are in your life, I'm sure there's something you can take from this. So follow that like button, and I love to see you on the other end, okay? So what's my story? This is me right here, 5 years old, my mom, Margaret, and it was around this time where I realized that I had a very rare condition, a very rare illness. Now, many of you can't relate to me being ill. I had this very rare form of epilepsy of the mouth. I couldn't speak at times, and I had to go on these trial medication, these trial drugs. And what they found is that, yes, I had this very rare form of epilepsy. And what did it do to me? This is something that you could potentially relate to. I was not confident in myself. I had a very low self-esteem. At 6, 7 years old, I was wondering, why was this happening to me? Why would I want to go speak? My mouth would go numb. I'm so embarrassed. What if I try to speak and nothing comes out? And thankfully, I was on these trial medication, these drugs for about 2 years. And I remember one day that really shifted my mind. It was a mindset shift, I say, at 11. I remember going to church. My parents were not religious, but my mom, she sent me to church with my grandmother. And I remember on that Sunday, the pastor said that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. And that I took with me at 11. Now, by 11, I had now been off these trial drugs. Thank God I was now fully healed. I didn't have that rare form of epilepsy of the mouth. I'd be able to speak. And then by then, my parents were saying, gosh, you're talking so much. You should definitely be a lawyer. And I thought that was funny. I was just so curious and so inquisitive about life. But did they only know? Yes, I was more chattier. But as a result of the medication, I had gained so much weight. I was so insecure in my body. I didn't feel like I was beautiful. And so now getting ready to enter into high school or junior high, dealing with all these self-image body issues, not feeling good enough, worthy enough, that impacted me in a way that I never thought possible, because I started to question, who am I? Am I good enough? And where you are today, I want you to ask yourself, if you ever felt like you weren't good enough. Have you ever felt like you're not where you should be? I want you to know that you're perfectly and fearfully, wonderfully made. And when I had that shift, like I said, at 11, and I said to myself, hey, wait a minute, I'm not flawed. I am beautiful. I start to gradually start to affirm myself, be kind to myself, say positive things over myself. And that was the shift of me becoming a more confident woman. Now imagine yourself where you are today, and imagine who you'd become if you truly loved yourself unapologetically. If you truly weren't afraid to share your authentic self with your coworkers, with your potentially your spouse, your friends, the world. Do you imagine what could shape for you, what you could create if you truly owned your greatness? And so at the end of this talk, I'm really hoping that you'll really, really dig deep within and say, hey, I am amazing. I am wonderful. I am fearfully, wonderfully made, and I was born to do great things. And that you can take that confidence and employ it in your business, in your career, in your life, and to move the needle, the mark of where you are now and where you know you need to be tomorrow. To think about the life you really want and knowing that you can have it. So here I was, a little girl dealing with some health issues. I overcame those health issues, still lingering with, not feeling good enough as a result of my body image. But at 18, by then, from 11 to 18, I continued to work on myself, read books, self-help, thinking about things that I could do to make me better. At 18, when a lot of my friends were going off to school or to work in retail, shall I say, or, at fast food, which is totally okay, I was like, you know what? Since I'm being told I should be a lawyer, I'm going to go check out working in the law firms. I'm going to go see if this is actually for me. And so I did that. I started to apply for jobs. And before I knew it, I was working in some of the best law firms in Alberta. I was working with lawyers in big commercial deals. I was doing some of the things I was told I wasn't able to do because I didn't have the legal assistant degree or the paralegal certifications, but I was doing it. And you know why? Because I had the confidence to believe I could learn anything. That if I could learn it, I could apply it and I could achieve it. So at 18, 19, when a lot of my friends, like I said, were working in retail or fast food, nothing wrong with that. I was working corporate. And I remember I used to like to wear my suits. I still love to wear my blazers. It's just a part of who I am, that I began to start to really discover who I was. And I remember law was not for me, but I remember the ability to make people laugh, to be able to make people feel good in themselves. Always sharing quotes and inspiration made me feel good because I knew I was giving something back that people really needed, that would make a difference in someone's life, that would potentially prevent somebody from being so hard on themselves or thinking that they're not good enough and living life on a term that they know is less than what they deserve. So here I am, with my little girl, Natalia. I too, like I said, have been through a divorce. Long story short, I married somebody who, I eloped, essentially someone I knew years ago. And I think I saw the signs, but I still went forward. And at that time, I look back and I say, you know what? I'm super grateful because without that relationship, I wouldn't have my little princess Natalia. And she is my light. She is, a reason why I do a lot of what I do, because I do believe the more of us who are walking in our purpose, who are loving who we are unapologetically, doing great things, being fulfilled, happier, healthier, wealthier, that this world's going to be better. Less crime, less suicide, less bullying, less depression, less poverty. And that's my mission. So here we are, because a big part of what I do is volunteering. I love the Kids Help Phone. I actually also started my own nonprofit organization, the NBR Youth Foundation, because I'm going to be working with youth and building their confidence and their self-esteem, and more importantly, helping them to discover what they want to see in their lives and sharing with them strategies to make that a reality. Now, here I am doing my first woman talk, and this was a time for me that was memorable. I was able to be vulnerable. And I want you to know, wherever you are, whoever you are, that there is power in vulnerability. I think at times, sometimes as women, we have to have everything all together. I know for me growing up, I was taught by my dad I need to be a perfectionist. I'd come home with 97%. He'd be like, oh, that's great, but where's the other 3%? My sister would come home with, 65 or 70. Great. But always this undue pressure on me to over excel. And I ended up bringing that into university, into my career, into my life. And all it done was sort of wreak havoc in a way because nobody's perfect. And until I let go of that perfection and said, hey, this is me, love me for me, and showed up in the world the way I wanted to be seen, authentically me, then I was able to break through and build my confidence even more. And I want you to know that confidence is just not something that you buy off the shelf or you read a book and you're fixed. Nobody's broken, I believe. Confidence is loving yourself for who you are unapologetically. It's celebrating others. Now I say this, arrogance walks in the room and says, hey, I'm great and you're not. But confidence walks in the room and says, you know what? I'm great and so are you. And I want to uplift you. And that's what I'm all about. My brand is all about being confident in who you are, to know that you can really achieve your goals and your dreams if you believe in you and you take the proper action to make it a reality. So I told you a little bit about my mission, my purpose: to inspire, to motivate, to empower women, men, youth, people all over the world, including myself, to really be confident in who we are, love who we are, celebrate our differences, our uniqueness, and then go out in our lives, in our worlds, in the world, to share our gifts, our natural talents, gifts, and abilities with purpose, with confidence and clarity. And that's my hope for you today, is that you'll take what you learned today and say, hey, how can I really show up in this world the way I want to be shown for who I am and for who I was created to be? So purpose. I believe everything and everyone has a purpose. And why is that so important? Because when you know your purpose, it builds your confidence. So purpose, the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. I want to ask you a very important question. What is your purpose? What is your purpose? And more importantly, are you fulfilling it? I said this, when you find your purpose, you find your life. When you find your purpose, you find your life. You're no longer just existing, you're living. And you were born to live a life that is great, that is whole, that is joyful, fulfilling, satisfaction, where you wake up every morning, you're saying, hey, I love the skin I'm in. I love how I'm serving. I love what I'm doing. I want to invite you today to think, am I living my life with purpose? And if I'm not, what's preventing me? Am I living my life with purpose? And if not, what's preventing me? As I want you to know, like, you were born on purpose for a purpose. And like I said, when you discover your purpose, your life takes on greater meaning. You become intentional. You know why? Because you start thinking about, how am I spending my time? Who am I spending my time with? How am I spending my time? Who am I spending my time with? Am I growing? Am I evolving? You become super intentional when you know what you were born to do. And this is a big thing. Clarity, it builds confidence, because you need to know who you are. Who are you? Who do you want to become? Who are you becoming? And I want you to know, no matter where you are in your life right now, that every day is a new day. Every day gives you a new gift, the new ability to dream again, to go again, to create. And if anything I've learned in this pandemic is, now is the time to be purposeful, to be intentional, and to create a life that you truly love. So what is your purpose? I want you to take a minute wherever you may be and think about, what is my purpose? Then you would be saying, hey, I don't know what my purpose is. Because a lot of times we've been taught to grow up, go to school, get a degree, or, go to college or trades, whatever that may be, get a good job, go to work, create a family, travel once a year, and that's life. There's so much more. And that's why when I left my corporate job, I had got to a point where I was making a lot of great money. I was helping people save energy. And I realized that I want to help change lives. I want to save lives. I want to save businesses. And we were at a point where suicide rates were so high. And I thought to myself, if I could be the light, if I could be that one message that would prevent somebody to not take their life, to hope again, to dream again, then what would that do for me? And that has been the most fulfilling and rewarding gifts, to help people to say, hey, I may be stuck today, but I know I can get clarity. I know I can figure this out. I may be in a really tough spot, I may be going through a really rough time, but that will not always last. And so I want you to ask yourself, what is my purpose? Now, a lot of times you'll talk about, your beliefs, right? What are your beliefs? Do you really believe you can have what you want? Do you believe you can have what you want? When you think about your purpose, and some people may say they find their purpose through, like I say, purpose is natural talents, skills, and abilities, things you enjoy doing. You would do it even if you didn't get paid for it. But if you're in business, you should get paid for it. But you know your purpose because it gives you energy. Now, when you translate that into your belief system, what are you believing about yourself? Do you believe you can really have what you want? Do you believe you can really have what you want? Do you really believe you can have what you want? I want to ask you that because a lot of times we self-sabotage, we limit ourselves, minimize ourselves to fit into this little box that sometimes society's created for us or someone else has created for us because of things that we may have been told in our past by friends, by family members, by even a spouse. Things that we've been hearing over and over, this old record playing in our head. And I want you to know that if you can change your thoughts, you can change your life. If you can change your thoughts, which you can change your life. So what are you believing about yourself? I want you to think good things about yourself, to know that whatever you've been through, some things that people have said about you, a lot of times people say horrible things or try to do and treat you horribly because you know what? Hurting people hurt people. Hurting people hurt people. So whatever it is you've been through, I want you to know that you can take power from that. And you can take that power, that pain, and you can use it to share and empower others. But more importantly, empower yourself. Because where you are today, if you're at a place where you feel stuck, where you feel like, you know, my life is not where I want it to be, that you can change it. And it does begin with you. So if I were to define belief, what is a belief? It's an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. So what do you have the ability, or what do you believe you have the power to create? Do you believe you have the power to create that lifestyle that you want, that happy home that you want, that happy fulfilling career, maybe that happy fulfilling business, happy fulfilling self, strong, confident? For me, I want to show this as a success story because I haven't always been the person who, was the health gym or the health fanatic, but I've lost almost 60 pounds this past year and a half. And it was a result of me really loving me. And of course, employing certain tools, getting enough rest, drinking water, eating right. Stop eating when I know I'm not hungry. Stop eating my feelings and being aware of what I was really feeling and feeling those feelings. Exercising, I started running for 30 minutes every day since August 1st. And now we're at January 2021. I've never missed a day. And that belief in knowing that I was worthy, that I'm committed to myself, no matter how I feel, that self-discipline, that self-motivation gives you confidence. So I want you to think, what do you believe you have the power to create? Because whatever you believe, you will receive. I want to repeat this. Whatever you believe, you will receive. So what have you been believing about yourself? I hope that you choose to believe thoughts that empower you, thoughts that uplift you, thoughts that enable you to do greater things. Because I always say this, if your mind can conceive the thought, you better believe it can achieve it. So ask yourself this question: what may be stopping you or slowing you down from having what you really want? What current beliefs do you hold? Do you think you're a failure? Do you think you're not good enough? Do you think you're not smart enough, not pretty enough, not thin enough, don't have enough money? What are the beliefs that you hold? Now is the time for you to uproot those beliefs. Uproot them and plant new seeds that can grow. Because whatever you water, if you're watering the weeds, and I say the weeds are the negative things, and this stat is mind blowing to me. Like on average, we have 70,000 thoughts per day, and more than about 60% of them are negative thoughts. So imagine if you could start thinking positive thoughts, positive thoughts around your career, your life, your relationships, your family, your business, your health. What could that do for you? So I want you to ask yourself, what's stopping you or slowing you down from having what you really want? Is it the fear of failure, lack of confidence, the fear of what people may think, the fear of the unknown. Because once you can establish awareness is key, then you can now plan and find strategies to overcome what may be slowing you down. So let's talk about confidence, because that's really what I want to talk about mainly, right? And confidence is in everything. It's in your purpose. It's in your beliefs. It's in how you carry yourself. It's in your thoughts. Confidence is not something you just put on and take off. It's something that's inherently a part of you. And it's something that we're continually building. So what if confidence? And I want to ask you, if you had all the confidence in the world, what would you do? And I'm not saying arrogance. Remember the difference. But if you had all the confidence in the world, what would you do? What would you do right now that you're currently not doing? Would you start that blog? Would you start those Instagram lives? Would you start your business? Would you start that side business? Would you start to really say no to relationships that don't serve you? Would you end the relationship that you're currently in that you know doesn't serve you? Would you have different boundaries? Would you say no to that coworker, that boss who continually asks you to work overtime without pay? What would you do differently if you had all the confidence in the world? Where would you go? What would you do? Who would you become? Picture that for a moment, because that's exactly where we need to be every day, is thinking about who are we becoming, and more importantly, how do we get there? So confidence is defined as a feeling of self-assurance of one's abilities or qualities. Confidence is a feeling of self-assurance of one's abilities or qualities. It is critical to your success. So what do you think about you? What do you believe to be true about you? Do you believe you're capable? Do you believe you're smart enough, you're intelligent enough, that you're more than equipped to achieve your goals and your dreams? That you're exactly where you need to be? That life's not happening to you, life is happening for you. That you love who you are in your skin. That if anything, if you want to lose weight or gain weight, that you're doing because you want to stay healthy and you want to be strong, but not because you want to look like what social media may say the definition of beauty is, but because you know that you deserve the best and that you want to take care of yourself. It's super critical to your success. So how do you boost your confidence? I want to share a few things that you can do right away that cost nothing to boost your confidence and to help you to communicate with confidence. So rule number 1, never, ever, ever compare. Never compare. You need to know that there's nobody else in this world like you, that you are a beautiful, unique human being. There's nobody else in this world. Even if you're a twin, you're not exactly the same. You don't think the same. You may look the same, but there's something unique about you. So never compare yourself. Even when you think about, your coworkers or your friends, your family, you're looking at what people may have, or I wish I should have had that, or they seem so happy. I want you to focus on your happiness, your journey. Never compare yourself to anybody. Because when you do that, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. By comparing yourself, you're literally saying, hey, I'm not good enough. Oh, I wish I could be better. I wish I could be greater. Every day, look at yourself and say, how can I be better? How can I compete with myself? Because there's nobody else like you. Rule number 2, no negativity. No, stop. Whatever you allow into this mind will tend to become something. These thoughts tend to lead to how we're thinking, how we're speaking, how we're feeling. How we're thinking, what we're saying, how we're feeling. What are you thinking up here? Because when you start thinking up here, you start to speak about it, right? And your body will follow. No negativity. I want to invite you to think positive thoughts, thoughts that will empower you, thoughts that will assure you that you know you're on the right track to becoming your best self. So whenever you have a negative thought, you interrupt it right away. I call it an anchor. You interrupt it right away with something positive, maybe a positive sent, a positive affirmation, a positive quote, whatever it is that you need to redirect your thoughts to something that's positive. Because what we focus on, we become. So maybe you choose to be focusing on all the positive things in your life. The fact that you woke up today, that you're healthy, that you're alive, that you have the ability to create something new. No negativity. And this is one of my favorite affirmations that I use with my clients. And I want you to know there's a real truth about affirmations. They only work unless you truly believe in them. And this is one of my favorite ones. Every day I'm becoming more and more of who I want to be. I am me. Every day I'm becoming more and more of who I want to be. I am me. Learn to affirm yourselves. Learn to look in the mirror every day and tell yourself the things you believe to be true about you. You're dedicated, you're committed, you're kind, you're beautiful, you're successful, you're resilient, you're skilled, you're knowledgeable. Affirm yourself. You need to be your biggest cheerleader. You need to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and love you for you. If you don't love you for you, how can anybody else love you? If you don't heal you, how can you? Don't go out. The worst thing you could do, especially in leaving a relationship or going through, being recently out of a relationship or wanting to leave one, is looking for someone else to fix you, or thinking that if you're with somebody that you'll be complete. You need to know that you're complete on your own. That you are complete on your own. That anyone that you're going to meet is going to come into your life should be someone that's adding value. That you're not broken. A lot of times we go through life thinking we're broken, we need to be fixed. No. A lot of times we just need to realize our true potential. Yes, our true potential. And then take action on that. Another big thing, rule number 3, is gratitude. Gratitude. How many times do you wake up and say what you're grateful for? For me, every morning when I wake up, I say, thank you, God, for waking me up in my right sound mind. Because I know that every day is a gift. Thank you for clean water. Thank you for my beautiful home. Thank you for my daughter. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my strength. Thank you for the vision. Thank you for everything you've given to me. Thank you for all the things that we take for granted. There's always been to be grateful for. When you're feeling down and out sometimes, I thought I used to have bad days. I no longer have bad days because I've been able to master my thought process. I just have bad moments or interesting moments, growth moments, shall we call them. I like that. Growth moments. So there's always been to be grateful for. What are you grateful for today? And a big part of what I share with my clients is start a gratitude journal or a gratitude jar. Every day, write down one thing that you're grateful for. And you can do this as a family if you have kids or by yourself. And you can remind yourself, especially when you're having those moments, those growth moments, hey, look at all the things I have to be grateful for. It will make a difference and it will contribute to you building your confidence. Now, I talked about retraining my mind, right? Those thought processes, those thoughts that we're using. How many times have you had a thought, and maybe it's a thought that you've been thinking for a very long time? I'm not enough. I want you to know today that you are enough. That what you think about, again, creates your reality. Because if you're thinking that you're going to do great things, or you're positive and you're feeling energetic and optimistic, you're going to perform a lot better. You're going to be able to be more confident in who you are and be able to communicate because you're believing in yourself and what you're saying, what you're doing. It's super important to be so conscious of what you're feeding your mind. Who are you listening to? Who is your environment? What are the people around you saying? Surround yourself with positive people who are going to support you on that journey in growth to where you want to be, to who you're becoming. Your thoughts are super powerful, super powerful. So I hope that you think about, what am I thinking about? Are these thoughts serving me? And if they're not, we got to learn to retrain your mind. And I offer a 90-day program, and that's in all my programs, is mindset, how to retrain your mind for greater success. And that's something you're struggling with, I'd love to work with you. I share this little clip because there was a time when I wasn't confident. Like I said, I don't even know if I shared this. In Mount Royal, I went to school and university. Even as a mature student, I struggled with public speaking. I was the woman that came up to the stage, and I would just read my cue cards, have my head down, and I'd be off the stage. But you know what changed for me? The day when my professor said, "Hey, Natasha," and it wasn't just specifically, but "Hey, class, we get to speak on something that's super, super important to us, something that you're passionate about." And I chose child poverty. And that for me was the changing point in my speaking career and my speaking abilities and even in my confidence. Because I started to speak about things that were important to me. I remember that stat. Back then I graduated in 2012. I said the stat was every 30 seconds a child dies from extreme poverty. Every 30 seconds a child dies from extreme poverty. And I couldn't fathom in my mind, how is that even possible? And when I did that presentation, my classmates were amazed, like, wow, Natasha, from where, like, how did that happen? And it was because I spoke about things I was passionate about. And so will your purpose. When you find your purpose, you're doing what you're passionate about. It brings confidence. It brings a different energy. So be critical. It's critical for you to find that confidence within yourself and let it shine. Now, here's a little clip of me. I won't play it. Speaking, doing media for the Kids Helpful. And again, something I'm passionate about. Our kids, our youth, their future. Find your purpose, find your life, build your confidence. I want to ask you this in closing. Success. What does success mean to you? It's super important for you to define success for yourself. Not what other people tell you success looks like, not what you should have, who you should become, how you should look. You need to define success for yourself. And a lot of times we create this undue pressure on ourselves, or this need to become something that we don't even want to become to please others. May you please yourself, because at the end of the day, you live with you, you wake up to you, you can't get rid of you. Love you for who you are. And I'm telling you, those who are meant to love you will be around, will come around. Don't accept anything less than you deserve. Don't accept anything less than you deserve. Define what success means to you. Hold that standard for yourself and know that you're capable, more than capable, of achieving that result. It begins with the vision. Well, first the purpose, the vision, the strategy, and taking action. And if that's something that you're trying to figure out, where do I go in my life? I'm transitioning. I don't really know how to get there. I know I can see what I want. I know what that feels like. Or maybe I don't really know. But all I know is that I want greater. I want better for myself. I want better for my family. I would love to work with you. And you can do that by booking your time with me on Natasha at natashabrussell.com. 30-minute chat, and we'll talk about you, your goals, your dreams. What do you want to do? And how do you want to achieve it? And last but not least, I just want to say, believe in yourself. Believe in you. Be you. This is the greatest, greatest gift you can do, is to be yourself unapologetically. Now, respectfully, be kind to other people, but be kind to you. Sometimes we're so busy, especially if you're a mom, so busy making sure that everybody else is okay, that we forget to think about, are we okay? Am I okay? I want to encourage you to think about self-care. Self-care is making you a priority, and no, it's not being selfish, because if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of absolutely anybody else. So take care of you, love you, appreciate you, do what you need to do for you, fill your cup so you can fill others. And in closing, I just want to say, be confident. Be confident in who you are and who you were created to be. Be fearless enough to pursue what sets your soul on fire. That's the purpose. Be bold enough to own your greatness. But more importantly, again, be you. Because there's nobody else in this world like you. Now, as I want to invite you to do, if you're at a point in your life where you're looking to really achieve greater success. Now, that may be monetary. You want to make more money doing what you love. It may be a transformation of your mindset. Maybe you've been struggling with, thoughts that are not positive, thoughts that are not uplifting you. Maybe you're feeling a little bit anxious and you want to be able to work through that and to step in and own your greatness. Maybe you're at a point in your life where you're like, I don't really know what I want to do. I know I don't want to be here, but I don't really know what that looks like. I would love to work with you. And all you got to do is book your complimentary discovery session right here at natashabrussell.com. We'll chat for 30 minutes and get to know each other, get to understand what you really want, and more importantly, how we can make that a reality. So I want to thank you, ladies, today. Thank you so much for joining me for this presentation. Thank you so much for showing up today for you. And at the end of the day, I want you to know everything that you need, everything you truly need to achieve greater success, to build your confidence, to love yourself unapologetically, fearlessly. It begins with you. Fall in love with you, love you for you, celebrate others, and know that you were born on purpose for a purpose, that you have something amazing, an amazing gift to share with this world. And once you tap into that greatness, which is in you, your life, I guarantee you, will take on greater meaning, greater sense of fulfillment, joy, happiness, wealth, and success. Take care and stay safe.